Not long ago, someone made a suggestion that I should do a Philly cheesesteak. And I said, well, maybe if I can put my own spin on it. Well, today, I'm putting my own spin on that because I'm making a Southwestern Philly Cheesesteak Sandwich. To make the Southwestern Philly Cheesesteak Sandwich today, I'm starting with about a pound of flap meat. I need to get this seasoned up so we can get it out on the grill. Starting with a teaspoon of salt. It was actually 2 teaspoons of salt, sorry. A teaspoon of ground black pepper. About half a teaspoon of granulated garlic. 1/4 cup of fresh squeezed lime juice. And a teaspoon of vegetable oil. It's got to get this all mixed up. Get these flavors on everybody in here. All right, I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes just to let those flavors sort of get into the meat, and then we're gonna head out to the Weber Kettle. All right, so I have the Weber Kettle set up with a cast iron griddle. It's offset right now because I'm gonna slide it over the vortex, which is on the right side there. The vortex is about half full. I have the wide side facing up. We're creating a charcoal burner for this cast iron griddle. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide the griddle into place. First thing I wanna do is I want to melt down some butter with some jalapenos to make some jalapeno butter that's gonna go on the bread. We're just gonna let that melt down and combine. If it gets too hot, you can just slide it out of the way. Butter's melting good here. Once this finishes melting, we'll set it off on the indirect side just to stay warm. That looks good to me. We're gonna move this to the indirect side. I want to get some red onions going on here and a pasilla chili. I want to get everybody nice and soft on here. My onions are cooking up nicely here. I'm going to move them to the cooler side. It's not cool, but it's not directly over the charcoal. And get my peppers over here. Now some people, when they're charring peppers for things like this, they like to take the skin off. I actually like to leave the skin on. That's just a personal choice. If you want to take the skin off, you're welcome to. And sometimes little bits of it fall off anyway. I just like a lot of that char. We're getting close. Bring my onions back over here just to get some more good heat. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get the onions off. Set them aside in a container. All right, my peppers are looking just the way I want them. I'm gonna get these off and we're gonna move on to toasting our roll. All right, so we have our nice roll here, and I'm gonna take this jalapeno butter and, well, we're gonna put a pretty good coating on this. And we're also gonna let some jalapenos get in on the action. I wanna press those jalapenos down into the bread so that when this hits the griddle, hopefully they'll stick in there. Get little bites of jalapeno. All right, that looks good to me. Let's get it on the griddle. Hold these down for a minute here. Shouldn't take long to toast these. Nice char on that. All right, we're gonna move that off. There we go. A little extra char, but I like that. If you can see, those jalapenos are embedded in there, and that's what I wanted. All right, our griddle has done its job. We're gonna move it out of the way so we can grill the meat directly over the coals. All right, let's start grilling up our flap meat. This is what you would normally use for carne asada in many instances. This or flank steak. Doesn't take a whole long time to cook. I'm gonna do it in 2 quick batches. All right, let's give this a turn. Smelling good. Those simple marinades on things like this are just wonderful. That lime juice and just some spices. Slide this over here and start bringing our other pieces in. My personal preference is not to overcook flap meat. like it to be a little bit on the medium rare side. I think these first 2 pieces are just about done. Getting close here. This is looking good. All right, we're gonna get our first 2 pieces off. Do a covered container. These last 2 pieces. Once they're ready, we're gonna begin assembly. All right, these are good. Let's start building the Southwestern Philly Cheesesteak. All right, to start assembling this, we're gonna get our meat here. I wanna break it down just a little bit. Not a lot. This is our bottom bun here. We're just gonna start piling in the beef. And then we're gonna add some cheese. Some more beef. Onions in this layer. A little more cheese. Some more of our flat meat here. I'll get some pasilla chilies on here. Some more cheese on top. Maybe a few more onions up here too. A couple more pieces of cheese. Have I mentioned I'm lactose intolerant? Let's get our top on here. Now we're gonna move this back indirect so we can get some melting action. All right, so let's get our sandwich here. And I can't stand here and hold my hand on it because I got to put the lid on. So we're just going to use our friend Mr. Cast Iron Skillet Lid. It's going to hold it down. And then we're just going to put the kettle lid on for probably 3 or 4 minutes. All right, let's see how we're doing. It's been about 4 minutes. Let's lift our lid here. I want it a little more melty than that, so I am going to actually turn this around and put the kettle lid back on without the cast iron. I think cast iron held it in place. Now it's sort of glued together, but we're gonna give it another 4 minutes. All right, it's been about another 4 minutes. Let's see how we're doing. That is looking nice and melty to me. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this off here. We're gonna actually do an outside tasting today. All right, let's cut into this bad boy here. Oh, that looks really good. Oh, I just snuck a taste of the meat. That's good. Oh man, that's good. This looks and smells great. I'm really interested to see how much jalapeno flavor got through on the bread. But I'll tell you right now, it's time to taste. All right, we are outside tasting with the traffic noise and everything, but look at that. Southwestern Philly Cheesesteak Sandwich, my interpretation. I'm ready to go. Let's see. It is messy, but it is good. And yeah, the jalapenos are there in the bread, let me tell you. To say that this is a mouthful with every bite is an understatement. I think there's like 3 layers of meat, 3 layers of cheese, layers of onions and peppers, bread that's got a jalapeno butter on it. We're talking flavor bomb here. Gotta tell you, I'm having to wipe my mouth after every bite of this thing. Part of me just wants to sit here and eat this and not say anything. That would not be nice to you, I know. Oh. Here we go. Oh man. Definite Southwestern Mexican sort of flavors in this. All the peppers, the pasilla, the jalapenos, just even the simple marinade you do on the flat meat, which is pretty standard for a carne asada. This is awesome. There are no dainty bites with this sandwich. I don't even know if I mentioned what sort of cheese this was. It's pepper jack cheese, of course. So we have pepper jack, peppers, and jalapeno butter. A little bit of heat in this, but boy is it good. Now, if you're a Philly cheesesteak purist, do not send me hate mail. This was my spin on the idea of a Philly cheesesteak. It's not a Philly cheesesteak, but you know what? It's pretty darn good. So to the person who suggested I do a Philly cheesesteak, and I said I would do my own spin on it, thank you. Because not only was this fun, it is delicious. Wow.